Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen, and I haven't done one of these in a while, mostly because I have a lot of other stuff going on. But recently, someone asked me a question about one of the tarot cards and asked me to read or talk about one card in particular from a deck in particular. And so I'm going to see if I can start getting into the habit again of doing these. We'll see. There is no schedule. There is just possibly cards. So the one I was specifically asked about was the from the Housewives Tarot. That's this little tarot deck right here. It comes with a cute little book. Love this deck. It is one of my favorite decks. It leans a little dark. So I would say that there are decks out there. We know that there are Waite Smith related decks, and there are decks that are kind of a little more like Oracle decks and more Marseille style decks, different style decks all over the place. But also within those, I feel like there are decks that lean either to the bright and shiny or to the kind of shadow self, darker side of the reverse aspect of all the cards. And that's the primary energy of the deck. This deck, 100%. The fact that it is surrounding mid-century Housewives, yeah, that tracks. But it's also why I really love this deck. So I'm going to kind of look at the book and not read directly from it, but kind of get the vibe of what this was, because the person specifically wanted me to talk about the Knight of Swords. And I think they said something about the page was missing in their book. And I'm so sorry to hear that. This one, I'm just going to go with what the book says, and we'll see if you guys can figure out what card it is, and then I'll show you the card, obviously. Rebellious, egotistical, and cocky. Already, we are dealing with the shadow side of things. The rebel without a cause rides into town full throttle, never looking back. I love this. All swagger, swill, and sexiness. The bad boy from the wrong side of town. All the things that Mother warned you about. Yes, absolutely. So he's out to get what he wants. Yeah. If nobody knows who this is yet, this is the dark side of our Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords, and I gotta say, I'm getting major like Grease, Fonzie, yeah, all those kind of vibes. I love the switchblade in his hand there. We've got the girls in the background that are kind of swooning over him. He's on a motorcycle, clearly smoking a cigarette. He's got the finely coiffed hair and the leather jacket. I would say if there is no better representation of the Knight of Swords. I love this energy for the Knight of Swords. He is 100% gonna cut you. And think about it. Think about the other characters in the Suit of Swords. They're all like this. They're all a little edgy. They're all a little, yes, pun intended. They're all a little like been there, done that, kind of had the hard life, and he is no different. I also really both love and hate swords the swords and wands in this deck, because while we have this lovely little trim that kind of says, hey, I'm part of the sword suit, and all the suits have this, and the major arcana have the dark border around the outside. This puts me on my soapbox about wands and swords and fire versus air. Swords are air signs, guys. Swords are air. Fight me. Fight me. Anyway, wands are fire. They are passion, they are energy, all those things. Swords are very much the air signs. They're about that communication and the problems that we may have with communication and kind of the struggling with all of those sorts of things. But when it's got the red on the outer edge, that makes me think fire. And the wands do have yellow on the edges, which means they chose air. And there are some decks that do this. There are some decks that are like, no, wands are air and swords are fire. And I'm like, sure, whatever. Fine, I will deal with that, I guess, as an answer for some. But anyway, this is my first foray into hopefully getting back into this. I had said originally I was going to do the death cards because on my YouTube channel, the Tarot Cafe group, we all kind of sat and did a live thing. It was chaos. It was wonderful. And we talked about certain death cards and we communicated why we liked those from certain decks. So I might go into that. Anyway, to the person who asked specifically for the Knight of Swords, there it is. And there's a little vibe on what the book says too, so you get their energy on it, because I do really love the booklet for this one, and I love the deck. It's really fun. So thank you. Bye.